Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome to a brand new season for Football Manager. Football Manager 2022 is finally out, and we are going to be playing this again this year. And actually, we're going to be doing the same thing we did last year because I didn't finish last year. If you watched any of the series last year, I was going to do a 25-year series. Got through, I think we started our 15th year, so we had about 11 years left, and I just ran out of time of just life and things. And so I'm going to do a better job, I think, of staying on top of things this year. I'm not going to overload myself. Last year, I actually tried to do two Football Manager series at the same time because I really like the game that much. But that was a huge mistake because I just don't have that much time. So this year, only one series. It is going to be a Journeyman, a Glory Hunter series. If you've heard of Glory Hunter before, Dr. Benji FM, I believe, is the one that kind of first came up with this idea a couple years back, actually. But I'm adding on the journeyman aspect of it, which I've seen on other, YouTubers, and I think that's just a general way to play through Football Manager as well. And the idea behind Journeyman Glory Hunter, where I think Dr. Benji gave himself 20 years to complete everything, and I'll show you the screen here in just a second. I'm giving myself an extra 5 years, 25 years, because I'm starting out completely unemployed with no skills whatsoever. So here's the screen. Same screen as last year. Nothing fancy here. Pretty simple. Gets the job done. And the idea of Glory Hunter itself is to win the league and all of the cups in the top 5 nations in Europe, as well as winning the 4 things in the bottom here that you see: the Europa League, the Champions League, the European Championship, and World Cup with a nation. So it is not going to be an easy thing to tackle. We did okay last year. In fact, if I show you here what we did last year, this is what last year's looked like. And as you can see, last year, obviously, we started in 2021, or I think it was the 2020 to 2021 season. And you can see here, it wasn't until year 2028 that we got anything done. Although we did start to get things, back to back to back to back there for a bit. Although we also kind of got into a little bit of a rut in Italy. We won't get into that. Hopefully, we don't fall into that trap again in this series. But this is the general idea. We go back to this. We want to complete everything here. Now, with being starting off as journeyman, the way that's going to work is I'm starting off completely unemployed with no skills whatsoever to my name. But what I've also done is I've added the next 5 leagues. So we've got the 5 that we have to get done, right? England, France, Germany, Spain, and Italy. Or Italy, Spain, if you want to do alphabetical. I went ahead and added the next 5, which is what I did last year, which are Portugal, Netherlands, Belgium, Austria, and Russia. And that's going to give me a better chance of getting into one of their lower leagues to work my way up to one of these leagues. Now, if I get right into one of these early lower leagues, because quite frankly, I've been hired on at an English lower league team as an unemployed, no-skill person before. It's just whether or not we can actually get into that this time around. I don't know. We'll find out. But we have to start at the bottom, work our way up. It's been about 5-6 years or so, really trying to work our way up to those top level leagues and then see what we can do from there. And that's what we did last year. Last year we started in Russia, and it was definitely interesting. It was an experience. We thankfully got to France fairly quickly and did some amazing stuff there. I won't spoil too much if you want to go back and watch that. Although why would you when you've got this one to watch? But yeah, that's it. That's the plan. And without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. But before we do that, I would like to ask, please, if you do like these types of videos and want to see more of them, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification so you can know when all these are going to be uploaded. I am going to be uploading the Football Manager every single morning, 10 a.m. my time, which is mountain time because I live in Colorado. But whatever time that is for you guys. And so I'm going to try to stay on top of that. I will try to do my best not to add on another series so that I just don't have enough time. Another Football Manager series, that is. But that's the idea. And I do appreciate you guys watching this. So we'll be right back right after the break. All right, here we are. I'm about to start hitting the button over to go to the next part of the game. As you can see, we are starting off with 0 skills, though. I got no coaching badges. I'm a Sunday League player, which appears to be the lowest I can be. And yeah, let's jump right into this and see what we can do. I need to make our name save for the game. GH2. I'll say it JGH2 to be more precise, since this will be part 2 from last year. And yeah, I am, just FYI, I am going to be playing with Zealand's skin pack or whatever for the game. Just he showed it off. I was like, you know what, that looks kind of cool. Let's change it up a little bit. See if it's got anything interesting. I think one of the reasons why I wanted to jump in and use his is because he noted a couple kind of holes in the base skin of where, you know, there's some places that some extra information could be. And I was like, you know what? I kind of agree with him that there's some good places for some more information. And so we're going to see how it looks. If we don't like it, we can always turn it off. No big deal. But that's why you see the Z up there. And I want to make sure I give him due credit. But yeah, we got to go through here and look for available jobs and really just try to find out what we want to do. Now, we are going to try and stay away from, I did make the mistake last time I tried this last year of my first attempt at it. I jumped into a Spanish, I think, a second team for a main Spanish league, and nothing happened. Like, I couldn't do anything with it. So in fact, I got to a point where I couldn't even advance to the next level because that just was against the rules and stuff like that. So it was a little bit of a weird thing. So I'm going to try to avoid those types of situations, but there's definitely a lot of teams here. Some Panorama National League North teams, which, I mean, that would be a great job to get. So we're going to jump into the job center and we're going to try to apply to anything and everything that we can that is at least a, obviously we want head coach only. And I will turn, actually, you know what? I do want to change this. I want to change this to English because even though I am an American, I do prefer the English terms for some reason, just because that's just what I've gotten used to from watching other people play. So we'll jump into the managers. We don't want to be a manager of an under 20s or under 21. So we are going to turn off all of the, where's the national teams? Is that just these? Or that turns off all nations? Oh, there we go. We don't want internationals. And not yet. I mean, we'll get to that at some point. We don't want reserves. We just want club teams. I mean, the only nations I have loaded that are playable are the ones that you can see. So it doesn't matter that all these other nations are in there. All right. So we've got a Russian Premier League. I mean, there's no way they're going to give me the job. But just for giggles, we are going to apply to all of these because why not? It doesn't hurt. I'm hoping Curzon Ashton comes back to us though. ANSI could be an option, right? Because, no, I think French national is lower than that, isn't it? Okay. Yeah. No, we would probably want a French national team. Oh, how do I go back? There we go. So that might be still a little bit too high for us. I think this is the lowest, isn't it, in Italy? Yeah, these are all three at the same level, aren't they? CA, CB, and CC. I think they're all the same level because I think they all feed into the Serie B above it. And so I think that would be a decent level as well. Although I don't know if I want to start in in Italy. We had a rough time in Italy last year. But yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And I'm not going to make you guys watch me the entire time as I'm trying to get a job. I will come back when I've got some. Okay, I was going to say I thought I already had a job interview, but it's just an application received. I'll come back when I've got a job interview and we will go from there. Well, that was a little bit quicker than I expected. We've actually already got a job interview with Curzon Ashton here, which is the one I said I wouldn't mind starting off as. I mean, gotta love starting off in a good one of the main 5 leagues. Why not? All right. The board are pleased that you have taken the time to attend today. There are a few questions we would like to ask to see if you're the manager we want to take the club forward. I'm glad you gave me the chance to talk to the club. Let's get down to business. This is our long-term vision, a blueprint we would expect you to implement should you get the job. Your thoughts would be appreciated. They want us to strive to make progress on and off the pitch, work within the wage budget, usually pretty hard at the lower levels, but we'll do our best. Avoid relegation. That would be good since we don't have any leagues loaded below Vanarama North because they don't exist unless you mod them in. And so if we got relegated, we would lose our job anyway. So that's okay. And then they want us to do some stuff in the league here. And they do want us to be an established North team, get into the top half. I mean, obviously we want to overachieve this because we do want to use this first team to develop our skill sets as a manager and kind of go on some courses and things like that. But then hopefully spin that into obviously a more lucrative job at some other place. So no, this is all perfectly acceptable to me. If hired, we would expect you to avoid relegation. That would make sense because I can't stay on the job. Oh, can we finish mid-table? You know what? Why not? Let's go for it. You got to go a little high on your first job, right? Because what's the worst that happens? You lose the job that you would have had anyway. So let's go for it. With a proposed wage budget of $319,000. Oh, we can't be using dollars. I'll have to switch that over later. Per annum. That's not very much. It'd be sufficient to get you the job. I'm going to say agree. I mean, I'm tempted to compromise. I'm just going to say agree. Is there anything you would like to ask for ahead of potentially getting the job? I mean, no, I don't need a new stadium right now. Buy the club's current stadium. Okay, no, that's fine. I think I'm okay with any of this. I'm good without anything else. That concludes that interview. Well, we'll see where that goes. We'll come back if any other news comes up for this job or any others. Well, that was relatively quick. I will point out, I forgot to mention this before. I did start this season on June 12th, I believe it was, because that was the earliest of all the 10 nations. I think both Belgium and Russia start June 12th of preseason. So I went ahead and backed it up a little bit from what you would normally start with the English preseason. So I had a little bit more time to look at a couple of these jobs. But there you go. Curzon Ashton has approached us. They are offering us $40,000. Actually, that is $5,000 more than the salary I started at my current job 9 years ago. So not the worst starting salary in the world, quite frankly. But yeah, and they want to give us a pretty decent budget. I'm actually going to switch this over. Not that button. I want to go over here to preferences because I did want to change a couple of things because I am used to seeing things in different denominations, just because of how I play the game. So we'll play it. We'll put UK sterling because pound sterling, I should say, because we are going to be potentially playing in England. If I flip off and flip back, yeah, there we go. Goes back to pounds, and then I actually want it to be per week. I think is what I usually have it set at, just so I get a little bit better view of things. General maybe or interface. I don't remember where to put it. Okay, there we go. Weekly. Let's do it weekly. I think that's what I usually have set to. Now we switch off, switch back. All right, that's a little bit better. So now we know how much per week we can pay our people, and we'll see how that plays in. No, we're definitely gonna take this job if it's available. I mean, I'm not gonna sit around. I think last when I did this in the last version of the game, I think I went like 6 months without a job or something crazy like that. It was pretty late. And so getting a little bit of an early start hopefully will be good for us in the long run. But we'll start negotiations. I mean, we might as well play with this a little bit, right? I mean, I don't want to offend them, but I'm a realist. They're actually going to give me $650. All righty. Well, a little bit of a pay increase there. Good stuff there. No, I can definitely work within all this. And honestly, we want to overachieve this because by overachieving, we'll be more open or more enticing to other jobs. But there we go. We got the Curzon Ashton job. That was quick. That was so fast. In fact, what is the time right now? I'd have to look at the date. I didn't actually see the date. I think we're just barely into July. So we can still got plenty of time to do some stuff here. Curzon Ashton have today confirmed the appointment of David Broyar as the club's new manager. Eyebrows have been raised in the world of football at the appointment of the 39-year-old who has recently spent time away from club football, and he is sure to face plenty of questions when he faces the media for the first time at Tameside Stadium. He replaces previous manager Steve Cunningham. Robin van der Laan was considered to be the favorite, et cetera, et cetera. I lacked any reputation. I have nothing. I got a whole lot of nothing to my name, but let's see what happens here. Their immediate prediction is to be 21st, which is probably, I think there 24 teams in this league. I can't remember exactly. We'll check here in a second. So, I mean, maybe just outside relegation is the prediction. Only 4,000 capacity stadium. Average training facilities, that's not terrible. Below average youth facilities, normal, probably for this level. Fairly basic youth recruitment. Decent budget, honestly. I feel like I've had like 1,000 pounds per week in this league before. Finances seem to be okay at the moment, and et cetera, et cetera. All right. Wow, I'm shocked that we got a job this fast. I don't know if I was ready for a job this fast. No idea what formation we want to use. I mean, they're currently laying it out into a 4-2-3-1 here, which I thought I heard rumors that maybe this wasn't the best formation to run with the new match engine, but I think we'll just play whatever we have the people for, and just ignore the match, engine and do the best we can. I mean, if the match engine it is what it is. We'll do the best we can with the people we got. I mean, I might do some research to see if there's like a slightly better one, but honestly, that just feels unrealistic. You're not going to go look up and say, hey world, what tactic will you allow on the pitch today? Like, doesn't make any sense. So I know we have to play with the match engine, so we have to be a little bit unrealistic in that regard, but it is what it is. Whatever. I'm just going to skip through all this. If they want to send us some stuff, that is fine. We will get the press conference going. I can't believe we got a job already. I'm kind of shocked that we got one already. Curzon National players in the last year of their contract. Got some guys with some decent potential over here. 4.5 stars. I mean, obviously that's at this level, but hey, 23-year-old goalkeeper that's got a 4.5 star potential. 24-year-old striker. We got some youngsters here, or maybe just barely starting to get into their prime, that are going to be pretty good for us for a little bit. We might be able to stay at this team for a couple seasons, really build up our coaching resume, so to speak, and maybe advance those two guys to the next level, which maybe allow us to jump around a little bit more and expand. If we can get into one of the higher leagues before that 5-year mark, that would be incredible. All right. They want us to be mid-table because that's what I promised. We'll find out. And we'll be creating a tactic shortly. Let's go look at some more ups of the squad. I'm going to skip the squad induction. I don't think there's anything here new to this season that's a football manager that's going to be anything different. But like I said, we've got some decent defensive players. There's an attacking midfielder, right, left, or center. So that would be pretty useful to play around with. Obviously, we got a good, strong goalkeeper. Got a good striker, but he can also play a attacking midfielder on the left from Scotland. No, honestly, I feel like we have a fairly decent team. Am I wrong? I know it's just rating based off whatever our current best coach probably is telling us, but I can't argue too much with this. If you go look at the finances, no transfer budget, which is completely expected, and we are right at the wage budget. We have like 10% more wage budget. We're at 4,000. We can go up to 4,400. So we got a little bit extra. Maybe get one more player in if we found a hole somewhere. If we go look at our, what am I looking for? Not dynamics. What am I looking for? Not tactics, I know. I'll do one in a second. Am I blind? Where is the team information? I am so blind. Maybe I did need to go through some of this stuff. Ooh, team cohesion is really bad. Where is our... Oh my goodness, they put it in squad, which makes sense. It's not always been there, right? I'm not crazy about that. So there we go. Okay, so here's our squad. We go look at all positions. So we've got a couple really decent strikers. One is 29 years old. The other one is 24. So a couple years left out of both of them. Not too bad. Very strong foot, right foot. And what are you? You're a reasonable left footer, but also very strong right footer. So we could run a 2-striker formation potentially. Especially since Jack McKay's best position is up there, although he does seem like he does pretty good on the left over here as well. Thomas can play around a little bit, looks like. Midfielder, 27 years old. Our defensive midfielders, nothing, so probably not going to be running one of those. We don't really have a lot of great defenders. That might be something we really need to work on. And we also don't have a backup goalkeeper right now. So looks like Wilson might be anchoring our middle here with maybe somebody like Waters on the left and probably Posha, or actually probably no, Challoner on the right. Flowers could go in the middle with Wilson. No, we might be all right. I mean, we want a little bit of depth, obviously, because, injuries are bound to happen, but this isn't terrible. Honestly, like a 4-4-2 wouldn't be bad because Thomas can play back here as well. In fact, his best position is just a straight up midfielder on the right. We can play Mahon on the left over here, or Karan. Got a couple midfielders, Luce and Whittam. Maybe just a standard, boring, good old fashioned 4-4-2 might be all right. I say boring because that's just the one they always give you when they start off with. Okay, well, let's go look at the tactics for a second. They're saying route 1, direct counterattack, or park the bus is their recommended. I mean, I don't know how much we can trust the recommended because obviously I don't know how much we can trust our coaches. They're probably about as bad as I am. I do like quick transitions and direct passing kind of. In this lower league, you can typically get a bye with a little bit more direct passing. So maybe some sort of route 1. And it does say it works best with 4-4-2. He wants the 4-4-1-1, which is similar, right? Similar enough that might be all right. Honestly, I'm going to plug this one in just to play around with. This is one of the Zealand things, by the way. It does color code everything and make it all look nice and nifty. Let's just pick our... So what is... Quick pick. No. Pick best 11. There we go. I don't know. That was weird. Obviously, they're all on holiday. That's fine. That's why, because probably quick pick probably doesn't pick people on holiday. So they're saying like McKay, Karan, really? Is that who we would have put there ourselves? Honestly, yeah, okay. Karan's pretty good. Although we could play McKay back here and put Knowles up front. That actually might be more in line with what we want. Or just play Knowles and McKay up front as a 2 across. Something of that nature, I think, is going to be along the lines of what we'll probably try this. We'll start with this because I think this is actually a pretty decent formation that we have some decent players to support. So something of this nature might be right up our alleys. But I do want to go around poking around, look for what kind of players we can grab. Maybe do we want a better or stronger attacking midfielder? I don't know that we need one because, like I said, we could bring McKay back here, and he becomes a 3-star, and then we could plug in. Was it Knowles? Oh, because he's playing as a what is TF? Oh, target forward. It used to be called target man, right? I'm not wrong about that. So target forward. I assumed that's what it was, but I was like, that doesn't look the right initials. I'm assuming kind of the same idea though. So a big, tall person that you want up there to be kind of a target man. Which is McKay taller? He is, where is his height? 6'3", pretty good. Knowles is 5'10", so he's pretty short actually. So actually that might be better to put McKay up front if we're going to go with that type of setup. And honestly, we might as well just, let me plug in a new tactic real quick. We'll just do a direct counterattack. Probably just do a 4-4-2 real quick. Just something, just have to something different. Oh, it is. I was like, why is it not flipping? I was looking at the wrong thing. And then something like this, we could quick pick our best 11, which just flips those 2 guys around. But it does put McKay and Knowles back in here in their best positions probably. Something like one of these 2 formations, and we could even change this one. We could still do route 1 with the 4-4-2 or something of that nature. I think that's the direction we're going to be going. But like I said, I'm pretty happy with the way the team looks already. We might, like I said, a couple depth differences here and there, but other than that, Data Hub is a new thing for this season. There's going to be quite a few new things that we're probably going to probably going to stumble upon more than anything. So I'm not going to go through the entire list now. You can go look all over YouTube for all the guys that have been doing the beta and stuff like that and doing things of that nature, showing off all the new stuff. But we'll look at the new things as they come up probably, if I recognize them. I do know there's, like I said, there's a couple new positions or maybe differently named positions. If we go look at the tactics, there's even a new position called a wide center back, which is an option as well. I remember them calling that one out. But yeah, well, I'm going to go ahead and put a little skip in here. I'm going to poke around with transfers and stuff like that, play through the preseason, and then I will get you guys back right before our first game, and you can see what I've done in the preseason and any transfers or anything like that, and we'll go from there. So we'll be back in a short little bit. All right, we are back, and today is the first game of the season. We're actually be playing against who are we playing? Chester. So should be fun. Should be a good game to start things off with. Here you can see how the preseason went. I did play the 4-4-1-1 in these first couple of games, and I wasn't getting, obviously, as you can see, the results that I would have expected against, fairly low teams. Then we switched to the 4-4-2, and as you can see, that turned things around quite a bit. In fact, we even barely lost to Chesterfield down here, who is currently a Vanarama National League team. So they're the league above us. So pretty good results all around once I switched to the 4-4-2. So I think we will at least keep with that for now. That was the formation I was leaning towards anyway, but I figured I'd try the 4-4-1-1 just to see. And it just we were not doing what we needed to do, and we're giving up too many chances against us. So I think this will work. We'll see what happens. As far as transfers, though, you can ignore everything before July 12th. All these other things were already done when we showed up. But we picked up a few players. We picked up this guy, Brad Bood here. He's currently 17 years old. He is a breakthrough prospect here. 2-star current ability, could be as high as 5-star for sure. We think he's going to be as high as 4-star. He's definitely gaining some skill sets overall. He's actually getting better overall. He's going to be a left wing back, which should be a good position for him. He actually could potentially be better than our current best person on the left-hand side, who's actually Waters here, is currently best on the left-hand side because Wilson actually plays in the center for us. But overall, not bad. 17 years old. We'll see what he can develop into. He may not play that much for us this season, but we probably will have him for next season and then on. If we go back, we got Teddy Maris here from Alfreton. He comes in 20 years old. 2-star current ability, could be again as high as 4 stars, with that 5th star currently in the white. He comes in as a goalkeeper. He was actually one that I think they had already set up because of the inductions of, hey, we're going to show you how to do transfers. So I think they'd already kind of set him up. So I was like, I could have declined it, but I was like, you know what? He's actually not bad. We definitely needed a backup goalkeeper, and he could actually potentially be better than our starter. Maybe, who knows? Right now he's not for sure, but if something ever happens to our starter, we have him as a fairly decent backup. We'll see what he can do. Other than that, we have Daniil Richards here. He comes in as a central defender. We were a little bit weak on the overall depth in central defender. He comes in at 2.5-star current ability, could be as high as 4-star. I'm 19 years old. Decent physicals. Not so great on the technicals. Mentals are basically middle of the pack, I would say, for this level. So we'll see what he can do. He's actually going to be playing for us today, I believe, because Harry Flowers is a little bit coming back from an injury, and we don't want to risk him this early in the season. So we're actually going to give Richards a chance early on to see what he can do. We then went out and picked up McGuckin here. I was like, we're doing pretty good on finances. We're actually a little bit below wage budget. I lowered the bonus for just the cup games a bit, which gave us a little transfer budget, but I haven't used it. I honestly wasn't really planning on using it unless we just somehow got some amazing, like 8+ rated player or something like that, which we did see a couple of before this happened, but by now they've already probably moved on and done something else. We could check here in a little bit, or I could check later to see if they're still available. But I wanted to get another player that's decent, for some more depth and some more potential, skill. And so I went out and got this guy on a free loan. I was like, you know what? Let's get somebody in that we don't have to pay for at all. So we brought in Mr. McGuckin here. He's a 3-star current, 3-star potential. We actually don't know what his full potential could be. Lots of good green here of overall, like just kind of abilities and positives, I guess you could say. I don't know if those are necessarily abilities, but just different positives about him, which is always good to see. Although if they don't mean anything, then it's irrelevant, I guess, right? But he's a decent player. He's not our player, like I said. He's just out here on loan, but he gives us a little bit more depth in the midfield. He actually comes in as our third ranked best ranked midfielder, which I think is a really good place to be because you never know what could happen to our first 2 players, and you always need rotation. And who knows, maybe he can end up being better. So we'll see what happens with him. Obviously, he's cost a little bit more than we could have afforded anyway. It's good to get him in on a loan to help us out. I think I could do at least another loan or 2. I can't remember how many loans we could have. Let's see here. Where do you see the Maybe they don't have rules. No match day rules. Okay. Well, never mind. Maybe there is no rules about loanies and stuff like that. Maybe we can bring some more loanies in. We might look around. I'll keep my eyes open for just other good players that if we can't afford and we don't want to pay the money for them because we're trying to save some money, then we might bring a couple more loanies in or something of that nature just to see what happens. Currently, as of right now, we are slated to come in, I think 19th. Yep, 19th overall. Although we're basically tied with the people who are in 17th and 18th. So we could say arguably as high as 17th, maybe. But we do have our best striker is got the best odds to be the best striker in the league this season, which is pretty awesome. And that would be, who is that? That is he on here? I don't see him on here. Oh, these are just transfers. Never mind. He's on here. I don't see him on here. But when they gave us the odds for maybe not best striker, but just most goals scored, which I guess technically most goals scored does not necessarily mean you're the best striker. It just means most goals scored. But because there's other things, obviously, to being a striker than just scoring goals, although it is a very big part of it. But no, he comes in as it is going to be, I think it's Knowles, right? He's our older squad, 29 years old. Yeah. Knowles comes in. He has the highest chance of getting the best, most goals scored. We'll see what happens. Although during preseason, McKay was getting quite a few goals himself. Here's the formation and the team we're probably going to start this first game with. Really normal team. Really good. It wouldn't be Football Manager without some yawns, guys. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe I did. I've gone this entire episode, not a single yawn, and suddenly the yawns start. Goodness. I was hoping this year would be different. No, it's all right. I mean, overall, decent. Could probably use a little bit more strength on the left-hand side over here. Coran, not the greatest option here. Thomas would be a little bit of better option, but he's currently playing on the right-hand side. Do we have anybody better on the right-hand side? Honestly, we can always move Thomas over and put Mahone in there. But is Mahone coming in as a 3-star, dropping Thomas down to a 3-star better than Thomas being a 4-star, Coran being a 2-star? I mean, you're getting 6 total stars out of them. I mean, I know it's not exactly 1-to-1, but playing Thomas in his best spot is probably better for us and just making do with what we got over here. But it might be something to keep our eyes open for, a better left winger. McGuckin is coming off the bench. He's not fully sharp yet. We just got him in on loan. And then, like I said, Richards comes in here as a central defender because Flowers is a little bit banged up. He's actually okay, but we're not going to risk him right now. The coach suggested to sit in for this game, so we will do that. Anyway, that's it. I'm excited to get this started. I'm really looking forward to this season. I'm really looking forward to what we can do and to see if we can better our position last year in this Journeyman Glory Hunter series, and also stick to it. actually finish it this time, which obviously is a huge goal for us. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the team, the plans, and everything else like that. And I mean, was I wrong to start with the Vanarama National North? Should I have started with a different league? I mean, I think technically the Russian second division, which is where we started last year, is a few steps above where we're at right now. It's still a single star reputation, just like the Vanarama North, but I think it's a little bit higher rated, like by 20 spots or something like that. I think we're 143 or something like that, and they're like 120 or something. So maybe we're a little bit lower than we were last season, but we're already in one of the nations that we want to be in. So we'll find out if this is a better plan or not, but I'm excited to get this thing started. And I've been in the Vanarama National North so many seasons that I've played this game. So it actually feels kind of good to be here again, to be honest. So I'm not against it at all. I like the English side of things quite a bit. But yeah, I do appreciate you guys watching. May God bless you. And I really, really, really hope that you join me again next time and for every single one of these episodes, because I think this is going to be a lot of fun and very exciting. So thank you and goodbye.